Hi guys, welcome back to Collectible Motorcar of Atlanta. Today, I've got a really cool car. This is an 05 Pontiac GTO. They only made these cars 3 years, 04, 05, 06. The 04 version started off life with an LS1. The 05 version got the upgraded LS2 engine. So this one does have the 400 horsepower, 400 foot-pounds of torque, LS2 engine in it, which is a big jump from the LS1. As we start up front here, you've got a custom set of black housing taillights that have the halo rings in it. Gives it a really cool look. They're very similar to the factory style headlights, just slightly different. Also, the gentleman that owns this car, his son is a painter, and he took and had these painted a gloss black. If you're familiar with these cars, you know that they're typically kind of like a gunmetal gray color. He also put a $800 carbon fiber front splitter here on the front. You've got some black housing fog lamps there that match the headlights. And one thing that I really like about this car, and is also a difference from an 04, the 04 just had a solid smooth hood. In 05, you got the Ram Air. So that's a really aggressive looking hood, looks really, really good. And by the way, this is Impulse Blue Metallic. It's a beautiful color like this. I don't know if the camera is picking up the color on this car, but it's gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful. Another thing that this car got as an upgrade is the 18-inch wheels. You had an option of a 17-inch wheel, which in my opinion is an ugly wheel, but this car does have the rare 18-inch wheel. As we move on down the car here, you've got your GTO badging here. Another thing that I forgot to mention, if Justin can come over here, the car has also had upgraded badges put on the car. So typically they were a silver color with like red on the inside. These have been upgraded with some black ones. You've got a custom painted license plate there as well that says GTO on it. This car has had a lot of subtle upgrades, but very, very tasteful upgrades done to it. This is by far one of my favorite GTOs. I've actually owned one of these cars. I had an 05 as well, but it was in the torrid red. But anyways, we'll get on down the car here. Everything on this car is in really, really good condition. The paint is in great condition. If you look at the door handle here, you have no like chipping or anything on the edge of the doors. This car has been garage kept its whole life. It's been very well taken care of. As we walk down here on the quarter, there's no dents, any visual imperfections here on the quarters here. Your rims are in great condition. It's got pretty much brand new tires on it. You do have the wing back here. It gives it a pretty sporty look here. You do have the 06 style tail lights. That is one thing with the 05. The 05 had typically just a red tail light back here, but in 06 they upgraded the tail lights to this style. So a lot of people switch them to the black housing because it just fits the car really well. You do have dual exhaust back here, and you have the rear diffuser back there that says GTO on it. And once again, you do have the custom badging back here, the black with the red. Really just ties in with the rest of the car here. This is a super, super cool car, super capable car, independent rear suspension, big horsepower up front. And speaking of big horsepower, let's go ahead and work our way back up front and see what's under the hood on this. All right, guys, before I open this, prepare yourself. I hear angels singing right now. Ah. No, I'm just joking. All right, this is an LS2 with a Magna supercharger on it. So it's I believe it's a 2-liter supercharger. Super, super cool. Definitely bumped up the horsepower on this motor. We're thinking somewhere around 500 horsepower in that range is what we're kind of guessing. That's kind of what my butt dyno's telling me. But the engine bay super clean. Valve covers have been custom painted blue to match the exterior paint. You do have the upgraded air intake box there. This car is super capable, runs really good, but yet you can daily drive it and have no issues. It's got good road manners, but overall the engine bay is really clean. You still got your stock manifolds. You do have some upgraded MSD wires, but overall this car is super nice. I know I keep saying that, but this is just a really, really clean car, and it's been done very, very well. All this stuff was done professionally by a professional shop. So you know it's done right. It's been tuned. The transmission is tuned properly. It shifts very well. And this is also mated to a 4L60 transmission. So you get the overdrive and the reliability of a modern transmission. But overall, this is a super nice car. You do have your little plaque here that tells you that it's a GTO, a little upgrade that the gentleman put on here. But overall, this is a really nice car. And one of my favorite parts of this car is the interior. So how about we go ahead and hop in and see what's in there. All right, guys, we're now on the interior of this beautiful 05 Pontiac GTO. As you look at the door panels here, one thing that I really like about these cars, I like how they did the two-tone interior. Not every car had two-tone, but if you got anything other than black, you would get the two-tone color here. So you've got the suede here on the lower door panel. You got the leather here, really sporty door panels there. As you can tell, the seats are blue as well. This blue on blue is actually a pretty rare color combination. I don't have the exact numbers on me right this minute, but I do know that there wasn't a lot of them made. They're actually hard to come by. But the interior in this car is super clean. You would never think that it has 70,000 miles on it. You would think that it has 20,000 miles on it. It's just super nice. It's had some very good upgrades. All the lighting in here has been upgraded with either a white LED or blue LEDs. These cars typically had a green LED down in the floorboard that would shine, but they've been replaced with blue. I'll go ahead and step inside the car here. As I sit in the car, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the keys on because I wanna show you some upgrades that have also been done. This was typically green as well as all the buttons. Somebody has taken the radio out and replaced all of them with white LEDs and with a blue LED for the radio there. They also did that for the gauges as well. If Justin can kind of lean over here, you can see. So typically where you're seeing the blue, that was typically green. So somebody has taken the cluster out and upgraded it with blue LEDs to match the car. Just very subtle upgrades, but definitely give it a custom look. You also have your upgraded gauges here that show your voltage and your oil pressure. That was not a factory option unless you had the SAP package. But overall, super clean. You do have your little plaques here on the where the window switches are that tell you that it's an 05 GTO, 6-liter, 400 horsepower LS2. Super cool car. This car is very tastefully modded, super clean interior. Everything works as it should. All the gauges work, windows work, locks work, everything in here works, and this car is just overall perfect in my opinion. But with that being said, let's get a cold start on this thing and see what this thing sounds like. All right, guys, we're in the 05 Pontiac GTO. We're gonna take this out, take it for a little drive. That's really where this car shines, is taking it out and driving it. It handles really good. Handles like a Corvette with that independent rear suspension. This car really handles. It rides nice and smooth, but yet it's got nice tight steering, and you can definitely handle some good turns. Also with this car, I really like having the gauges here to be able to keep my eye on all the stuff like the oil pressure and everything. But overall, this car is super cool. Super fast too, and I really like the steering wheel on this car. The person had put a aftermarket leather wrap on it, and it just got a really good feel in my hands. If we can get this car in front of us to get out of the way, we can show you what this car is made of. But overall, really good, smooth ride. No road noise from the tires. Brakes are nice and firm. Steering's nice and tight. AC and heat, everything works as it should. The interior looks brand new, looks like it did when it came from the factory. Overall, I really love these cars. Like I said in the video earlier, I owned one of these back about 10 years ago, and it was probably one of my favorite cars I've ever owned. We'll go down here to the dead end and turn around. But I love the sound of the whine of the supercharger. Super cool. We'll give her a little love here and see what she does. Get her lined up here. Yeah, she gets down, guys. She's fast. She's definitely fast. She definitely will break traction, that's for sure. But guys, this is an awesome car. Has great power. Just nothing more to say about it other than it's an awesome car and it needs to be parked in your driveway. But with that being said, let's go ahead and put this thing on the lift and I'll show you what's underneath it. All right, guys, we're underneath the 05 Pontiac GTO. Everything looks like it should under here. You've got your skid plate here, protects your oil pan. You've got your 4L60 transmission here. It looks nice and clean. Don't see any drips or anything like that. As we move our way back, you do have your factory exhaust system here. It looks to be in pretty good shape other than a little bit of surface rust. I don't see any holes or anything like that. The bottom of the car is in good shape. I don't see any damage here. Everything looks to be pretty good. As we work our way on down here to the rear end, you do have independent rear suspension on this car. Everything looks to be in working order and don't see any major flaws on this car. Overall, it's a really nice car. If you're interested in this 05 GTO, give us a call at 770-738-7111, and you can see more pictures on this car on our website at collectiblemotorcarofatlanta.com. If you guys like this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Thanks.